And another mystery tonight. Questions remain about what killed Donda West. She is the mother of music star Kanye West.
November 10th, 2007. Kanye West's mother, Donda, walked into a plastic surgeon's office for a routine procedure and never walked out again. The music world was forever changed when Kanye West lost his mother. But this wasn't just a tragic accident. The surgery was performed by a man trusted by celebrities, a surgeon with a hidden past. So who was this doctor? And what critical mistakes led to Donda's death? By the end of this video, you'll understand not only how this tragedy forever altered Kanye's music, mental health, and public persona, but also why this case still haunts the medical community today. This is the chilling true story of Dr. Jan Adams, the man responsible for the tragic death of Donda West. Before we dive into the tragedy, we need to understand who Donda West really was, because she was so much more than just Kanye's mom. Born on July 12, 1949 in Oklahoma City, Donda was a highly accomplished woman long before the world knew her as Kanye's mother. She earned an Ed.D., Doctor of Education, from Auburn University and became a respected professor at Chicago State University. But her biggest role wasn't in the classroom. It was in Kanye's life. She was more than a mother. She was his guide, his protector, and his biggest fan. When Kanye showed early signs of musical talent, Donda supported him fully. She believed in his talent even when others didn't. In 2004, Kanye's career exploded with the release of The College Dropout. He credited his mother for his success, even dedicating the song Hey Mama to her. Donda wasn't just supportive behind the scenes, she was part of his career. After Kanye rose to fame, Donda left her academic career to become his full-time manager. She handled business decisions, supported him on tour, and was always by his side at major events. In interviews, Kanye often talked about how his mother kept him grounded. Kanye once said, "My mother is everything to me. Without her, there would be no Kanye West." As Kanye's career grew, the spotlight followed them both. Donda had always been proud of her son, but the constant attention and public appearances took a toll. In 2007, Donda decided to make a change. After years of focusing on Kanye's career and putting herself second, she wanted to feel better about herself. She began considering cosmetic surgery, something she had quietly thought about for years. A breast reduction, a tummy tuck, and liposuction. But when she consulted with several doctors, they warned her about the risks. Donda had underlying health issues, including heart disease, that could make surgery dangerous. Multiple doctors advised her not to go through with the procedure, and that's when Dr. Jan Adams entered the picture. Adams was charming, confident, and well known in Hollywood circles. He had operated on celebrities before and had a reputation for delivering flawless results. Donda trusted him, and Kanye supported her decision. It seemed like a simple procedure, a way for Donda to finally focus on herself after years of supporting Kanye. But no one could have predicted what would happen next. In early 2007, Donda West began thinking about cosmetic surgery. At 58 years old, she was considering procedures that many people look into: a breast reduction, tummy tuck, and some liposuction. These are common surgeries that thousands of Americans undergo every year. What most people don't know is that Donda actually consulted with multiple doctors before Dr. Adams. According to reports that came out later, at least one surgeon turned her down. This doctor was concerned about Donda's health, specifically a heart condition that might make elective surgery risky. You see, Donda had coronary artery disease and a few other health issues that raised red flags. The standard practice would be to get medical clearance from a cardiologist before moving forward with any elective procedures. But somewhere along this journey, Donda connected with Dr. Jan Adams. Dr. Adams was different from the previous doctors she'd met. He had a certain charm and confidence about him. With his own skincare line and appearances on shows like Oprah and the Discovery Channel, he wasn't just a surgeon. He was something of a celebrity doctor. His Beverly Hills practice attracted famous clients, and he had built a reputation as a go-to plastic surgeon for the Hollywood crowd. We don't know exactly how Donda found Dr. Adams. Some reports suggest she was referred by a patient, while others indicate she might have known about him through his media appearances. What we do know is that in their consultations, Dr. Adams agreed to perform the procedures that others had apparently been hesitant about. The surgery was scheduled for November 9th, 2007. Donda was excited. She had been planning this for months and saw it as something that would help her feel better about herself. Friends later said she approached it with the same positive attitude she brought to everything in life. What's troubling in hindsight is the question of whether all the proper pre-surgical protocols were followed. Did Dr. Adams request her complete medical records? Was she properly evaluated for the risks associated with multiple procedures? Did she get that crucial cardiac clearance that other doctors had insisted on? These questions would later become central to understanding what went wrong. But at the time, Donda was simply looking forward to the changes she had decided to make, completely unaware that this routine decision would set in motion a series of events that would end in tragedy. To understand what happened next, we need to take a closer look at Dr. Jan Adams, the man who would become forever linked to this tragedy. Dr. Jan Adams wasn't just a surgeon, he was a medical celebrity. After attending Harvard and graduating from Ohio State University College of Medicine, Dr. Jan Adams built a high-profile image with appearances on Oprah and his own TV show, Plastic Surgery, before and after, projecting success and expertise. Adams had created his own skincare line and written a book specifically about cosmetic surgery for women of color. His polished image and Hollywood practice attracted many high-profile clients. What Donda likely didn't know was the troubling side of his career. Before her surgery, Adams had faced 4 malpractice lawsuits between 2001 and 2007, totaling nearly $500,000, with former patients alleging complications and poor results. Even more concerning were his multiple DUI arrests, including one just months before Donda's procedure. While the California Medical Board had received complaints about Adams, his license remained active. These red flags weren't public knowledge at the time Donda chose him as her surgeon, possibly swayed by his media presence and apparent expertise with patients like herself. On November 9, 2007, Donda West arrived at Dr. Adams' clinic for her scheduled procedures. The surgery itself, a combination of breast reduction, tummy tuck, and liposuction, lasted about 5.5 hours. According to medical records, the operation appeared to go smoothly, with no immediate complications noted during the procedures themselves. Around 5:30 p.m. that same day, Donda was discharged from the clinic. This is where the first major question arises. Many experts later questioned why she wasn't kept overnight for observation after undergoing such extensive procedures. Instead, she returned to her home in Playa del Rey to recover under the care of her nephew, Stephen Scoggins, who was a nurse. At home, Donda was set up in her bedroom where she was supposed to rest, with her upper body elevated. The post-surgical instructions included pain management, monitoring for signs of distress, and proper positioning to aid recovery. The first night seemed to pass without major issues. But on the following day, November 10th, things began to deteriorate rapidly. According to reports, Donda began experiencing pain and tightness in her throat. She also had difficulty breathing and was showing signs of distress. By early evening, her condition had worsened dramatically. Around 7 p.m., her caregivers called 911. Paramedics rushed to the home and found Donda unresponsive. They attempted resuscitation and transported her to Centinela Freeman Regional Medical Center in Marina del Rey. Despite the emergency team's efforts, Donda West was pronounced dead at the hospital at 8:28 p.m. on November 10, 2007, just over 24 hours after her surgery. The shocking news spread quickly. Kanye, who was in London at the time, immediately flew back to Los Angeles. The media descended on the story, and almost overnight, Dr. Jan Adams became known not for his TV appearances or celebrity clients, but as the doctor who killed Kanye West's mother. After Donda's death, the big question on everyone's mind was, what went wrong? The Los Angeles County Coroner's Office launched an investigation to find answers. In January 2008, the coroner released the official autopsy results. The report listed Donda's cause of death as coronary artery disease and multiple post-operative factors due to or as a consequence of liposuction and mammoplasty. In simpler terms, her heart condition, combined with the stress of surgery, led to her death. But this didn't clearly assign blame. Was it Dr. Adams' fault for operating on someone with heart issues? Was it poor post-operative care? The findings left room for debate. Dr. Adams quickly found himself at the center of a media storm. In a controversial move, he appeared on Larry King Live to defend himself, but then walked off the set after saying he couldn't discuss the case, out of respect for the West family's privacy and doctor-patient confidentiality. As the investigation continued, more details emerged. Dr. Adams claimed he had asked Donda to go to a post-surgical recovery facility, but she insisted on recovering at home. He also stated he wasn't aware of her full medical history, suggesting she hadn't disclosed her heart condition. Meanwhile, questions arose about the home care Donda received. Her nephew, who was helping care for her, later admitted he might have left her unattended while she was tightly bandaged, possibly contributing to breathing difficulties. The California Medical Board investigated Dr. Adams, but ultimately their focus shifted to his DUI cases rather than Donda's death specifically. In 2009, Adams surrendered his medical license after multiple DUI convictions. While not directly linked to Donda's case, the timing suggested the increased scrutiny played a role in his downfall. No criminal charges were ever filed in connection with Donda's death. The investigation concluded that while there were concerning factors, there wasn't clear evidence of criminal negligence from any single party involved. When Kanye got the news, he was in London. He immediately flew back to Los Angeles, but by the time he arrived, it was already too late. His mother, the one person who had always been in his corner, was gone. At the funeral in Oklahoma City, a devastated Kanye struggled to maintain his composure while delivering a brief tribute. The impact on Kanye was profound and immediate. Just 3 months after Donda's death, he returned to the stage in a London performance where he broke down while attempting to perform "Hey Mama," a song he had written for his mother years earlier. Donda's death marked a clear turning point in Kanye's music and public persona. His next album, 808 and Heartbreak, released in late 2008, represented a dramatic shift in his sound and themes. Gone were the soulful samples and confident rapping of his earlier work, replaced by auto-tuned singing, sparse electronic beat, and lyrics focused on loss, pain, and isolation. In rare interviews about his mother's death, Kanye expressed guilt, wondering if his move to Los Angeles and his fame had somehow contributed to the tragedy. "If I had never moved to LA, she'd be alive," he told Q magazine in 2015. This sense of responsibility weighed heavily on him for years. Over time, Kanye channeled his grief into various tributes. In 2011, he established the Donda West Foundation, though it later closed. And in 2021, he named his 10th studio album simply Donda, featuring themes of faith, family, and redemption. Donda West's death had ripple effects far beyond the West family. In 2009, California passed the Donda West law, requiring patients to receive medical clearance before undergoing elective cosmetic procedures. This legislation represented a concrete change to help prevent similar tragedies. The case also sparked important conversations about patient safety in cosmetic surgery. Medical organizations revisited their guidelines about performing multiple procedures in a single session and the importance of post-operative care facilities for complex surgeries. For Dr. Jan Adams, the aftermath was devastating professionally. Though he maintained he wasn't directly responsible for Donda's death, his reputation never recovered. After surrendering his medical license in 2009, he largely disappeared from public view for many years. For the broader public, the case highlighted how even routine cosmetic procedures carry real risks that can sometimes be overlooked in the pursuit of physical improvement. It served as a sobering reminder that surgical decisions should never be taken lightly, regardless of a doctor's celebrity status or media presence. The story of Donda West's death reveals how a series of decisions, some seemingly minor, can lead to tragedy. Was it Dr. Adams' decision to operate despite her health concerns? Was it the choice to recover at home rather than a medical facility? Was it incomplete communication about her medical history? The truth likely involves all these factors coming together in the worst possible way. What are your thoughts? Let us know in the comments box.